He that goeth forth weeping, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless, without a doubt, come again rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. He's sowing in tears, shall reap in joy. You don't see many tears for lost people anymore in churches. You know it? Unconcerned. Seem like most of them's unconcerned about the lost and their condition and where they're going. But if they could just see what this rich man could see, it's too late for him. He can't change it after you get there. You have to change now, or you'll never make it. Then there's the number 3 there. The conscience of suffering. Most people that's not aware don't have a conscience of suffering, what it means to suffer. But the Bible teaches you and I that if we don't suffer with him, neither shall we reign with him. A lot of people don't want to suffer for the cause of Christ. You can get, I know you got people that'll come to church. They'll come and they'll listen to the preacher, but they don't want to get involved in anything. They don't want to take part in the Sunday school. They don't want to take part in maybe the Bible study, or they don't want to take part in going out and visiting. They just don't want to put any effort forth for nothing. All they want to do is maybe come in and say, praise the Lord. Oh, how I love Jesus. He's been good to me. Well, he's been good to us all. He's been good to the sinner man, ain't he? He's been good to them, but the Lord wants us to, if we want to be good to him, we got to do what he's commanded us to do. He's commanded us to go into the hedges and the highways and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. There's people that the only concern they got is they're concerned about theirs and their own. They're kind of selfish, That's all they're concerned about. But a church is not just for the family. It's for the family, God's family, to reach out to those that are lost. Those mud hole drunks. Those bootleggers, those outlaws, those people that's out there in sin, that's doing evil. Their lives need to be changed. Years ago, you could leave your doors unlocked. When I was growing up, my dad would never lock the door. If he did, it'd be a screen door, and he'd just put a little latch on it. That's all it was. I mean, if somebody wanted to come in, they could get in easy. And the windows, we'd throw the windows. We never had no air conditioning, but we'd raise the windows, and all we had a little screen in them, keep the bugs out. But anyway, if somebody wanted to break in, they could have. But it seemed like we never worried about it that much now. But I tell you, in this day and hour we're living in, I'm afraid to leave mine open right in the daytime. In the daytime, I'm afraid somebody will walk in. They're that brave today. They walk out in and shoot you or kill you or rob you or murder you or whatever. They'll do it in this day and age. You know why? Because people is waxed evil and evil. And what is Christians are doing about it? What are we trying to do about to change this situation? Are we looking around and blaming others when we need to be doing something ourselves? Everybody needs to take a part in trying to win the lost to the Lord, trying to help them to get their life in order with the Lord. They need to take a part in that and do that. We need to have a conscience of suffering. And here this boy, when he got there, he knew he was going to be there forever. That's a torment, knowing that you're never going to be able to get out of there, never going to be able to escape the fire. You can imagine the fire and the fears that he had. He was there forever. And us as Christians, we need to be aware of the fact that it took suffering and death to bring us this great salvation. It took suffering. It took death. Many men, Brother Jim, to get the word to us, they had to give their lives. To have this Bible that we have today, they gave their lives so we could have this, so that others could be saved down through history. And today Christians seem like they've lost that awareness, that conscience of people going to hell and people are suffering, people are dying. You know, think about your own family. Think about your brothers, your sisters, your husband, your wife. Would you want to see them in hell, suffering and weeping and crying? And the Bible said there would be gnashing of teeth. Would you want to see them there? I mean, you think about that, how serious it is. But people don't think about it anymore. They think hell is, they don't hear nobody preach on it no more. But it's just as real as heaven is. I'm here to tell you, I mean, I know there's people out there don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. I mean, if we don't believe in hell, we might as well, as the old saying is, to throw away our Bibles. Because hell is true. Jesus said it was.